You may not know it, but the Catholic Church is one of the oldest functioning systems of power in human history. They're older than modern democracy. They're older than most nations. Hell, they're even older than the banking systems that dominate global finance today. And you know what? When its leaders die, the world doesn't just lose a religious figure. It witnesses one of the most secretive, calculated transfers of power left on Earth. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on what really happens when a pope dies, and how the next leader of over 1 billion people is really chosen. When a pope dies, or in rare cases resigns, the first thing that happens isn't really public mourning. It's a lockdown. The pope's private apartments, they're sealed. His signet ring, the ring of the fisherman, it is taken by the Camerlengo and physically destroyed. He hammers it into 1 million useless pieces. This isn't just symbolism, it's security. The ring of the fisherman was historically used to seal official papal documents. Destroying it ensures no one can forge decrees in the dead pope's name. There can be no manipulation, no hidden edicts. Power is basically frozen in place. The Vatican bureaucracy, it grinds to a halt. There's no new appointments, no major decisions. Every top office, from the Secretary of State to the heads of the Vatican banks, they lose their authority because they're part of the old regime. And then only basic operations continue, really under strict supervision. And power, for these critical days, it really falls in the hand of one man, the Camerlengo. The Camerlengo is tasked with verifying the Pope's death. Now, historically, this was a big old deal. It wasn't just an announcement, it was a direct physical test. The Camerlengo would approach the body, call the Pope's baptismal name 3 times, and wait for no response. Only then would the death be confirmed. Today, that ritual is slightly more clinical, but really no less formal. The Camerlengo manages the Pope's funeral, and you know that's a massive event blending centuries of protocol. 9 official days of mourning. There's processions with the masses, diplomatic ceremonies, leaders from all over the world. But the real drama begins when the Conclave is called. Before we go inside that ancient ritual, quick shout out to today's sponsor, Doobie Energy. When you're tracking systems this old, this layered with symbolism, secrecy, and strategy, you need clarity. W gives you clean energy without the crash, no sugars, no jitters, no garbage. I drink it myself when I'm breaking down power structures most people never even notice. Grab yours in the link in the description below and you'll save 10%. All right, let's break it down. The word conclave, it literally means with a key. It's not metaphorical. When the cardinals get together to elect the next pope, they are physically locked inside the apostolic palace, specifically the Sistine Chapel, and no one leaves until the decision is made. The voting cardinals, known as cardinal electors, must be under 80 years of age, and currently there's about 120 that are eligible for this role. The rules are severe. They are forbidden from communicating with the outside world in any way. No newspapers, no phones, no television, no internet. They live inside makeshift quarters, Spartan, austere, and at the Dormus Sancti, a hotel-like building inside Vatican City, but they are guarded and isolated. Every morning, they are led into the Sistine Chapel under armed Swiss Guard escort. They swear an oath of secrecy, a violation of which carries excommunication, and then the process begins. Each cardinal writes the name of his chosen candidate on a small slip of paper, folds it, and approaches the altar one by one. Holding the ballot aloft, he recites, "I call as my witness Christ the Lord, who will be my judge, that my vote is given to the one who before God I think should be elected." It's a spiritual and political act at the same time. The ballots are burned, treated with chemical additives to produce thick black smoke. Black smoke means no pope. But when a new pope is finally chosen, the ballots are burned clean, producing white smoke that tells the world, "Habemus Popum," we have a new pope. But even after election, the chosen man must still accept. He can refuse, and it has actually happened historically. If he accepts, he chooses a papal name. Not for vanity, but as a statement of the kind of leader he intends to be. John Paul, Benedict, Francis, each name signals priorities, alliances, and ideology. And that's the real truth the ceremony masks. The election of a pope isn't just about theology. It's about power, global, economic, and political power. The Vatican is a sovereign state with its own bank, its own foreign service, and its own intelligence sources. And the Pope, whoever he is, he sits at the center of one of the oldest diplomatic networks in the world. Presidents call, kings call, billionaires pay attention. Because when the white smoke rises, it isn't just a matter of faith. It's a signal that an ancient empire has just chosen its next emperor. And behind the prayers and incense, behind the ritual and robes, the game of influence continues, and it's one of the longest running, most successful political operations in the world. This is Frank. See you next